Much. The next question will be the last question in the realm of education. We'll start, next is Colonel Bien. And so here it is. Closely related to parental rights and family values is the question of who is responsible for educating the next generation. Some say the government should be completely in charge of education, while others believe that families are best positioned to know their children's needs and that they need a marketplace of education options to choose from. What is your position on the role of the parent in their children's education, and what are some public policies you support that bear on this topic?
Well, I think parents are the best teachers out there. And I believe that they should have absolute primacy in the decision on where they want to send their kids to school. And they should have complete oversight on that also. And I do think that, when it comes down to choice, those types of things, whether it's private, whether it's some sort of charter school or even public education, I do believe that competition brings out the absolute best. I want the top schools, top education in the entire nation, and I will never settle until we are absolutely there. So to me, I think parents have to choose. Parents have to make that determination. Just like with any vaccinations that go in their child's body. I mean, they should be the ones to do that. I look at some of the efforts for ESAs, Education Savings Accounts, and some of the school choice, and I do support where it's going. And I do not think it's a threat to public education. I don't. I think what we're looking at here is we've got to review what's currently in the public education system, because I do think, by and large, across the state, with all the teachers with whom I've talked to, they simply want to teach. There's a lot of administrative overburdens that are put on the teachers, and so we got to look at that. And we got to look at our standards all the way across the board, because one thing with a young parent in particular is they want to know that the school they send their child to they're going to get a good education coming out of that. So they want those high standards all the way across the board. So I think it's one of those things we got to look at it all together. I mean, this is a huge, huge thing. It consumes $2 billion plus of our budget annually. So it's one of those things that, these kids are the future. I mean, they're carrying the torch. They're going to carry the torch of our liberty all the way through, and we got to be able to count on them. And we got to make sure they're educated. We've got to make sure that, based on what the parents want to do, and those kind of influences, because we know that parents have just inordinate amount of influences on their children. And typically a lot of kids take up what their father did or maybe what their mother did, and so we want to look down those roads to give those kids the options, once they get further on into high school or whatever it is, to go down that tech route or to go down that college route, whatever it is. But the parents need to be involved, and the parents' voices need to be heard all the way through.